Just because you hike with someone doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to watch out for you. Doesn't necessarily mean that you're part of the trail family. And so I'm going to talk about this today. What's going on, y'all? It's Papa Bear here. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Epic Adventure. So today I'm here to talk about a Facebook post from one of my Facebook buddies. Okay, they experienced something on trail. They vented on Facebook, and I happened to see it, and I gave my comment. And after a while, I started really thinking about it. And I think this is an excellent topic for us to talk about in regards to when we go on trail, what do we expect from other people? What are our rules of engagement when dealing with other people, and what do we expect from them? Okay, and so I'm gonna go in and jump into this post, but before I do, let me knock out some propaganda real quick. So if you like this video, please be sure to hit the like button and share it with a friend, a family, and an enemy. If you like the content in which is being produced on this channel, please be sure to subscribe, and on top of that, hit that notification button so that way you're aware when a video gets dropped. And if you're doing all that, you might as well just go down below and comment down below, especially with this topic, because I really want to hear from you guys in regards to what your thoughts are. So that being said, let's get it cracking. So I'm gonna read this post. I am going to blur out the individual's name because I do not want her to be bombarded with a bunch of Facebook posts. Everyone is entitled to their privacy, okay? So let's get it in here. So last night in one of my hiking groups, they mentioned hiking with others and how rude it is to just take off and leave the slowest hiker when you should account for the slowest hiker. Then when the slowest hiker catches up, the rest of the group just books it. I'm glad that 300 women that agree this is wrong and damaging to one's mental. I feel like a burden. Wanted to cry and actually have ended up hurting myself because others don't slow down or care. Others have cried hiking with groups that leave them in the dust. There are a feeling of despair and inadequacy. I have had panic attacks over this. They will leave your ass behind. People don't want to take breaks either, and that's dangerous. I've been hiking since March, and I've learned from my AT family that what I'm doing is right, and that those who do that, I should not hike with. Even Wanderlust left her cameraman behind, and he was on the CDT for the first time. Black folks I hike with, we don't do this type of, we look out for each other. That's all we have. I'm going to go and jump in this real quick, and I'm going to go straight to the bottom with the black folks thing. That part I'm going to remove from this conversation because me personally, the experience that I have had, it's not a white or black thing. It's a human being thing. Okay. There's a level of etiquette that an individual must have on trail. And if they don't have that level of etiquette, I'm sorry. It doesn't matter what race you are. You're going to experience from a white, black, Indian, Asian. Doesn't matter what type of person it is. You're going to experience this. And you can experience with the black on black situation. Okay. For instance, we got black on black crime. We got white on white crime. It doesn't matter. Within our race, we can do the same thing. So I want you guys to remove that comment. Okay. That part of the post from this video. I read the whole thing. I'm acknowledging it, but I don't want to get on that whole race topic thing because I have met people within my own race that have done me dirty. Okay. So let's get into it. So let's analyze certain parts of this post. All right. So first and foremost, she is talking about being with other hiking groups. Just because you're with a group doesn't mean you're actually a group. Now, what do I mean by that? Okay. It is easy to congregate around a lot of people. When you go to a shelter, it's a hub. People are going to go there. If you go to a campsite, it's a hub. People are going to go there. Okay. And just because they show up doesn't mean that you guys are going to be together and clicky and all this and happy kumbaya stuff like that. Okay. Understand that at that moment in time, you both or you group of you guys are going through the same thing. That is trying to get to Mount Katahdin. Okay. You're walking through the same rain. You're walking to the same stream. You're going up the same mountain. You're going down the same mountain. And if you're lucky, you may see the same bear. All right. But that doesn't mean that you guys are actually coherent group. And when I read this post, that's one of the things that comes to my mind. Okay. At the bottom, somewhere in the middle, she talks about her AT family. Okay. The AT family is going to agree with you because in their mind, they want to continue the relationship that is being built with you because you are a moral support for them and they are a moral support for you. Okay. So you're going to worry about the slowest hiker. However, that doesn't mean that they're going to go that hiker's pace. Okay? So now, peep this. If the trail family is not going to go your pace, how can you expect the group, the other group that is not your trail family, to go that same pace or your pace? Okay? There's some things you got to think about. So let's look at it like this. Is your group or trail family the type of group or trail family that they pick spots in which we're going to meet up at? Meaning, they're going to be like, hey, at lunch, we're going to meet here. And we'll make sure everyone meets here and then we're good to go. Okay? And if it takes you 30 minutes after the group and an hour break to get there, you have 30 minutes to chill before they're going to pack up and leave. If it takes you 2 hours, they're probably just hanging out waiting for you to make sure that you're okay. And then afterwards, they're going to get up and leave. Okay? That is something that you have to expect. What I've learned in my times of being on the AT and hiking in other locations is that you don't have to hike together. 9 out of 10, you may not be hiking together. Frozen said this from last year is that when he had his trail family, there was times he didn't see him for a couple of days. You get what I'm saying? And it's good and bad at the same time because you get a chance to be by yourself. But then when you crave for human interaction, you happen to run into them. It pours into your humanity cup. Okay? So when I read this post, I think the rules of engagement, the expectation for the group wasn't met. Wasn't discussed. I'll say it like that. Wasn't discussed. Not met. Wasn't discussed. Okay? They didn't talk about, hey, where are you going? Or, hey, I plan on going here. Will you be there? Or, hey, do you mind just keeping an eye out for me just in case? Things of that nature. Okay? Because I think if they would have had that conversation, it would have been a different story on how they reacted. Now, I don't know. This is a conversational piece in which I want to bring to the fold for you guys, okay? Another aspect you have to look at, because they're not your trail family, because they're a group, they may be out there just for themselves. They may be like, being nice and smiling in your face, but deep down inside, they may be going through a lot of crap. And they don't want to be next to humans. They want to be away from humans. Dog could have died. Wife could have left them. The truck could have broke. They could have lost the house. It's a country song, folks. So with all that drama going on, do you really want to be next to humanity? You want to be able to take some time to yourself, reevaluate your life, and then go back out into the world. Because we all know once we leave the AT, we're back in the Matrix. Okay? Now, we identify them. Those people. Now, let's talk about yourself. In the video, I gave a post of the following, and I'm going to read it. The tortoise run the race at the end. In this case, making it to Baxter State Park is the finish line. Be a tortoise. Travel your own pace. I want you to understand something, folks. Unless you're married, you come on the trail by yourself. Okay? Unless you're married or you have a girlfriend or your father or your mother. You get what I'm saying? But there's more to it. When you hike the trail independently. Now, what I mean by that? Meaning that your body, your mind, your spirit is there on trail. It doesn't matter if you're with someone else. They're not in this vessel, your vessel, at the moment in time. I'm sorry to put my hands in the face. I just speak with my hands. At the moment in time, in regards to what you're going through. If you have an ache, only you feel that ache. You can tell me you're in pain, but I can sympathize with you, or I can empathize with you, but I really can't sympathize with you unless I'm able to feel that same pain that you're feeling in the same location that you're feeling it, because I'm in your body. Because I'm not, I can only empathize with you. Okay? So, if they're not willing to keep up with you, I say F them. Let them do their thing. If you've communicated in regards to the expectation of the group and your reason for support, and they don't do it, F them. This is how I want you to look at this. I'm going to give you two things, the two things to remember. One, get comfortable being uncomfortable. It's not pretty out there. When it rains, when it snows, when it's cold, when it's hot, it sucks. It's miserable. I don't know anybody wants to do it, but we go back and do it because it builds grit. It builds toughness. It allows us to go through trials and tribulations to bring us back to the fold, to understand who we are and what the Lord wants us to do. But here's the second thing. I talked about the Lord. Della Reese said this a long time ago before she passed away. God is going to put people in your life that is going to help you get to the miracle that he has for you. And then he's going to help you, or he's going to extend his hand by having you meet people so you can assist them so they can reach their miracle. So what do I mean by that? Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up real quick because I try to keep these things under 15 minutes. The people you met taught you something. They're assisting you to get into your miracle. See, this ain't your through hike this year, my friend, or others that are just section hiking, or just trying to get ready for next year. This isn't your through hike. Okay, so if you experience something like that, and if people take off and leave you, you just learned something that the Lord needed you to learn. You just received a miracle, because now you start to develop the first thing I said, mantra. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. What's being uncomfortable? Being soaking wet in the rain. Being cold. Air mattress blow a hole in it and you're sleeping on the ground. Being isolated. Sick and tired of eating junk food. Those are the things you gotta get comfortable to used to being uncomfortable with. Okay? And what these group of hikers that decided to leave you did was showed you your uncomfortable level and how you can get comfortable. And then on top of that, it also exposed your weakness and gave you a limitation. Okay? I've been on trail. When I did the Three Ridge Trail, which is part of the AT, I had ran into these day hikers, 2 day hikers. They had a willful dog. And I was like, you know what? They're going at a good pace. I'm going to keep with them so I can get through this. And they were fast, and I was struggling to keep up with them. And there was part of the trail that was very difficult because I had the pack on, that I wasn't trying to jump around like they were, so I slowed down. But I can tell you this, that was the best idea that I ever decided to take, because I saw things that I don't think I would ever saw keeping up with their pace. I understood and found my limitations, because I was hurting at the end of the day. Boy, I'll tell you, my legs were like, whoo, tight, sore. And then on top of that, I caught up to them several different times while hiking. Okay? They stopped to take pictures and get water and all this other stuff. I didn't need to do any of that, so I kept going. And it was like 2 or 3 times in which I ran into them, which was good, because it lets me know that the trail is going to provide you with what you need, and that's what you have to remember. So, go ahead and let them leave you. Because just because they're a hare and they're fast doesn't mean at the end of the day they're going to win the race. But the tortoise did. So with that being said, I'm Papa Bear. Thank you so much for listening to this 15-minute rant. I want to hear down below what you guys think. Send me your comments. Okay? Don't be nasty. This is exchange of information, communication. And with that being said, happy life, happy hike, or happy hike, happy life. Peace.